the administrative work, like helping. I have like a lot of requests for her for public power, like getting membership lists and things like that, our staffer. So that's like, I think helped relieve some of the burden too.
Thank you so much, Andrea, and to all of the panelists, who joined us today, answering all of the questions we had. I think, thanks to this event, all of us here now have a better understanding of how to do member engagement, how to navigate caucus dynamics, how to deal with, how to promote chapter campaigns and so on. And yeah, I just really appreciate having everyone here. Now, before we go, I want us to give us a few opportunities to plug some stuff. So on my end, I want to plug the upcoming Philly DSA general meeting, which will take place this coming Saturday on March 21st afternoon from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if anyone is interested in learning how Philly DSA works, what stuff we talk about at the chapter general meetings, we have some exciting resolutions over housing, over mutual aid, and over labor solidarity. So if anyone is interested, feel free to RSVP here. And I'm going to call on each panelist to give their own plugs. Aaliyah, would you like to give a plug?
Sure. So I'm out here today representing Left Unity. So I think that, hopefully this event has given you some ideas about better ways that chapters can work, ideas that we can pursue. I think, and that's sort of what Left Unity is all about. We're about reforming the chapter so that we can do our work better, and so that we can be more democratic in our decision making, and so that we can pursue campaigns of importance to our city that have not gotten attention, the attention that we think that they should have, particularly around things like racial justice. So if you are interested, even if you are just curious to learn more, we do have a website, and you can check it out. I'm happy to talk to people more about the caucus and what we're about. And I've got lots of comrades who are happy to talk about it too. So that's my plug. But definitely go to the general meeting. There are some really important decisions coming
up. Thank you, Aaliyah. Shanti, would you like to give a plug?
Yeah, sure. I'll plug two mutual aid efforts that are going on right now in San Francisco. The first one is hotels and hospitals. Despite having all of the FEMA money we could possibly need, potentially reimbursed, our mayor, wonderful mayor, she's awful, has basically not housed homeless people in hotels through the pandemic, or she's housed some. She was ordered by the Board of Supervisors, including our socialist supervisor, Dean Preston, her nemesis, to house all of them, but she hasn't, and so we've picked up the slack for a bunch of folks in trying to get them pay for their hotels and then get them into permanent housing. Yeah, Extreme Dean, yeah. We used to be my boss at Tenants Together, so I know him pretty well. So that's the first one. That's just a GoFundMe if people have the cash. The second one that is being worked on right now is I think it's SF, Phoenix, Santa Fe, East Bay, and Ithaca DSAs. We're going to be doing some phone banks for COVID, to fundraise for COVID-19 relief in Dinétah, which is Navajo Nation, which is very dear to my heart because my parents lived in the Navajo Nation and taught public school there for several years. But essentially, there's also going to be a political education component in terms of talking about work towards decolonization and stuff like that. But really, if you just have some time to phone bank, I think the next phone bank is next Sunday, and it's going to be with comrades from a bunch of different chapters to kind of to support existing mutual aid relief networks, because the Navajo Nation has been disproportionately, I think more than any other population in America, impacted by COVID infections and deaths and job losses and all of that stuff. So I'll pop the link in here, but those are two cool mutual aid things that we would love some support on.
Thank you so much, Shanti. Andrea?
Yeah, so our National Eco-Socialist Working Group, people have probably seen this already, but since we have people from all over the country on the call, I'll just post links to the phone banking for the PRO Act, which a lot of members in NYC DSA helped set up, and a lot of members in the Eco-Socialist Working Group as well. So it's been really nice to see like climate like front and center of a labor campaign, and like making the connections of the Green New Deal to labor. So like when I was talking about the tax search campaign, where we're like calling people and having them transfer and leave a message with their elected, and then like being able to listen to them. People who set up those phone banks in New York set up the same style phone banks for the PRO Act. So it's going to be, I'm actually really excited about it. I had nothing to do with putting this campaign together, but I'm really proud of all my comrades who did. And nice to see us like organizing a serious like federal campaign that takes like, I don't know, I've just been proud to see people like being really strategic about it and taking like considerations of local chapters into account. So yeah, I just posted the link to upcoming phone banks in March for that.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Jason?
Yeah, a couple quick shouts. I can't drop any links because I'm on my phone here, and that's very difficult. But I will shout out, if you want to donate to a mutual aid group, there's a couple amazing groups in Connecticut, and you can look these up. PT Partners Bridgeport, they're a group organizing in a housing complex in Bridgeport that are amazing. There's the Middletown Mutual Aid Collective, who do an amazing free fridge project that's partially run by Wesleyan YDSA members who are amazing. And my third pitch is, if you are interested in mutual aid in general, please join the DSA Mutual Aid Working Group. We could use more dedicated mutual aid organizers there. And if your chapter is doing any mutual aid, please let us know. Or if you just want to learn how to do mutual aid, or join anyway, just join, please. We want to teach people. So get on our lists and we will be in touch.
Thank you so much, Jason. And finally, Austin G.
Cool, so I'll try and be somewhat brief here. As far as actual productive projects that I would like to plug and get people involved in, I absolutely second everything that Andrea said as far as the PRO Act campaign, right? Especially, I know I would love to see more people get involved. Since being in Virginia, Mark Warner's a giant piece of shit and hasn't signed on, so we've been trying to make his life as miserable as possible, so that's super cool. I'd love to plug our chapter Twitter, right, at Richmond DSA. I'd also like to plug the work that some of our other Virginia chapters have been engaging in, specifically anti-pipeline work. There's actually an event going on right now that the Tidewater DSA and the New River Valley DSA in Virginia are engaging in. And it's something I'd love to collaborate more with Pennsylvanians in the future, since our local energy baron actually provides a lot of natural gas to Pennsylvania as well, kind of up and down the East Coast. So that's something we could potentially collaborate on at some point. He's a giant piece of shit, and that's another guy who I'd like to make his life a living hell. Dominion Energy is what I'm referring to. Yeah, the pipeline. Yeah, Nathan knows about the pipeline. So yeah, those are the productive projects I'd like to plug. Oh yeah, also a couple more productive things. Also, seconding what Jason said about the mutual aid working group. Good God, I love that space. Please, I'd love to see more people get involved. The international committee right now that I do a lot of work on right now, leadership applications are open for the international committee. If you're interested in an application, I'm sure Ron can help with that, since Ron is also a member of the international committee. Or reach out to me. I can probably send you an application as well. That's really cool. And now for my super selfish plugs that I'm going to make. If you are inclined to follow me on Twitter, which I unfortunately am on Twitter, at Gaius_Gracchus_. And even more unfortunately, I do have a podcast where I talk about Latin American news from a revolutionary perspective. So if you're interested in a podcast that's not just a bunch of white guys talking about the same thing that you heard on the other podcast you were listening to, check out at Machete y Mate. It's a labor of love. Oh yeah, thank you, Shanti, and thank you people who are plugging things in the chat. So those are my professional and unprofessional plugs. And thank you, Ron. Thank you, everybody. I thoroughly enjoyed this event.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Austin. I'm also a big fan of the Machete Mate episode. Highly recommend. And again, I do want to plug again Left Unity. So, I know Aaliyah dropped the interest form, but I would highly encourage everyone to follow us on social media, both on Facebook and on Twitter, to learn about how this chapter is working and how we are working to push democratic socialism in the greater Philadelphia region within the chapter. And again, I want to thank each and every panelist who took time to talk about their chapters and their experiences in DSA. I want to thank each and everyone in attendance who are joined this event. I hope everyone had an amazing learning opportunity. DSA, we become stronger when we share notes and learn from each other. And I hope we can keep that spirit going as we build a force that can completely take on and hopefully overwhelm the capitalist class. In the meantime, solidarity, everyone. We got a world to win.